Good morning, Kubota crew. Welcome back. Hopefully y'all are doing well today. Camera's coming on. I guess it wasn't ready yet, but we're back. Back for a live stream. There's the camera. Hopefully y'all are doing well today. Hopefully had a good weekend. Yeah, I'm back in the charts, ready to take some trades. Had a nice little run up yesterday after a little bit of a down trend this weekend. Came back up, broke through some resistance, and now we're above it. If we look at our longer time frame, we're actually sitting pretty good here, coming back up, into more of this level that we were kind of sitting at. What was that? Back in beginning of March, looking like we're possibly going to continue breaking out here. Just looking at this level here. You got our 50% flip line right here that we've been talking about for a while now. We've kind of been trading around it pretty consistently, a little bit below, breaking above recently, but haven't really showed signs of continuation either way. So we'll see. We'll have to continue watching it, see what happens here, but it is looking good because we are above that line, which is a good sign. We actually broke above it, came back down, retested it right here, and now we're still holding. So we'll see when it ends up happening today, and see, what kind of stuff we can jump into coming into it. But looking pretty good overall. There is probably some resistance right above us with this top being right there. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we're just gonna have to, hold it out and see what happens. Going back to our 15-minute, there looks like there's a nice little flag forming here. You can see the resistance above us with this orange line, and if we draw a nice little trends line, we're seeing something like that. A little bit of a upwards trend with a flat top. Typically that's something that you'd see before we get an uptrend or a up move. So you can see it a little better here on the hour. Looking at something like this. If we drew the target from the bottom here to the top, we'd be looking at, let's play it a little more conservative like that. We'd be looking about 78,000 if we continued up there from that flag, just drawing the pull off of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. It's definitely depends on what today kind of looks like and how we end up playing out today. But we'll have to see. We're gonna jump on over to Kubota and see what Kubota's got for today, and then we'll kind of analyze the chart and go from there. So first off though, we want to say welcome to everybody. So thanks for joining us, Spirit Maker. Thanks for joining, Terry. Thanks for joining, Kathleen. Glad to see y'all are back here, checking us out again for another week. We're hoping to find some good trades this week, but we'll see. But yeah, thanks again for joining the live stream. If y'all are here and haven't went ahead and typed in a comment, make sure you say hi. Even if you're just kind of joining and skipping out, just say hi. And then look around too, see if you guys like our content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. Just helps our channel kind of get out to more people, and it helps us grow too. So yeah, if you guys like what you see, definitely hit the subscribe button. We're here pretty much Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the live stream at 8:30, and then we got pretty much a daily video that comes out every day, just kind of going over the day before, and also just talking about different things that are kind of happening within the market, and just kind of a little review, of the market and what's happening almost daily. Typically on the weekends we'll kind of clump them together since there's not a whole lot of price action typically on the weekends. Overall, definitely seeing that little flag there, but we're gonna head on over to Kubota website here. So if you guys have never seen this before, it's kubota.com. It's our website. Essentially, it's a indicator, I guess, of sorts that we have created, and you basically sign into the website and you can see all of our indicator here. So you'll want to look at these numbers here that tells you the gap, and then the one that's highlighted with the stars, the one that you would like to take. However, none of them are actually ready to be taken today. So you can see all the squares are darker on all three charts. That just tells us that all three of them don't actually have trades today that you could actually take. The gaps are just too small for today for the system to work. So we got a 0.28% here on the long side. We got a 0.11 on the short side. Close to the same here on Ethereum, a little bit higher on the top side and definitely a little bit lower on the short side. And then Solana is pretty similar. We do have a jailbreak though on Solana on the downside, so there is a little bit of a potential trade here on the downside for Solana at 2.56. The top side is lower too. Technically 0.5 is kind of our range, but with Solana it's a little bit different, a little bit larger gap. So even though it is 0.5, it's still not something that we'd be looking at. But yeah, there's short potential there for Solana. Honestly, I'm not too interested in that. Just doing some TI on the market and stuff beforehand. Me and Spirit Maker have been talking. It's not looking like it's ready to dump back down yet. So yeah, let's go ahead and get our line set up though. So we'll grab our data here and head back to our BTC chart, and I'm going to throw that in our indicator here. Nice little Tuesday. There you go. So actually lining up pretty well. If we're looking at the chart with that flag still, you can see that flag's top is kind of right there on the breakout trigger, which is great. And that means it just shows yeah, a little bit more oomph there, I guess, on that level there. Definitely looking like a flag here. Definitely looking like potential of up move. Technically our system hasn't set up, so if you're strictly trying to trade the system, it's definitely a no-go for today. There's just not a setup, you know, and that's all right. It's kind of been like that lately. It's just been a hard market to trade. I mean, you go look around at pretty much any trader on YouTube and you're going to see the same kind of stuff. Just a lot of chop, a lot of sideways. You know, people are still making money. It's just the systems that people have developed and the systems that people are training other people to use they just aren't working as good right now, because the market has again been in that sideways chop kind of price action lately, and right now we're kind of nearing the point where we really need to pick: are we going to go up or are we going to go down? Whatever way we go, that's the way that we're going to go, because you know, we're at the point where it's just very consolidated. You get an up move, then you get a down move, and then you get sideways price action. Just all of that makes it harder to trade. There's just not as much confirmation in the market. Some of the data on the indicators and stuff like that is a little skewed just because of that. So you know, it's all right. It's just kind of been a couple of down months. That's all. You know, really last month specifically, a little bit into February, and then, you know, this month as well has kind of been more of just a sideways to down month. So yeah, we'll see how today goes, but it is shaping up to be a nice little run up. Yesterday, unfortunately, we didn't get any trades yesterday based off the system either. It's just it did set up, just kind of, you know, did the same thing like today. It showed smaller gaps. It wasn't too interesting. There wasn't a whole lot of room really for the upside. Today, like I said, we'll see how it goes. Right now we're still in that 840 or 830, 845 candles. So we're waiting for price action to kind of, set up and show us what that predator handle is going to look like for today. But yeah, again, just no trades in terms of the system. We'll probably be looking at taking something out of here. Definitely going to be a lower risk type trade. Lower our money and stuff like that, and not lower risk. I guess lower risk for us because we're going to be lowering the amount of money that we'll put into it, but not lower risk in the aspect of like, oh, if you put this on, it's not likely to fall down. Basically just lower risk because we're lowering the amount of money we're putting in. But yeah, there's definitely a potential to the upside here. It's just a question of, will we continue after this? After a nice move like this, typically you'll need to kind of run sideways for a little bit. And I guess the question is more of, are we going to run sideways, or are we going to do a little fake out, breakout, and then break down? Or are we going to have another run day and kind of run up a little bit more before we break back down and come back down, and kind of, do a little rest off of the top, to where we can set up again and then fire. It's looking definitely like we're going to run today. We already got the break of the breakout range. We just haven't closed above there. Again, we're still on that predator candle, so in terms of volatility, the predator candle is typically pretty volatile just during the day. But yeah, that would have been a nice entry, I guess, if you just already had taken it right there out of the breakout line. Something like that. Where are we targeting? That's probably the next question I guess you'd be asking if you're looking to trade this as well. So we're going to draw some fib lines off of this. That'd be target 2 right there where I have it set. If you're looking for a target 3, it's about 75, 750 or so. So, not too bad, about a 2-to-1 if you took it at the perfect entry. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Yesterday we just continued to rip. See, where were we yesterday? Let's check. So if this was yesterday's kind of trend here, if you'd same thing, it kind of fired out of right there. If you jumped in right there, you would have been looking at way over at 3-to-1. If you had just taken a 3-to-1, or not 3-to-1. If you took in a target 3, you would have been about there at 72. It continued to run all the way up to past target 6, actually, past target 5. Here at 73 and continued all the way up to 74, almost 75. So really not a bad little trade if you took that yesterday, just right out of the gap. Obviously the system didn't set up, the gaps were definitely way too tight, but just goes to show it doesn't always, gaps aren't always everything, but overall still definitely something. If you're trying to take the most, like if you're just trying to get in the highest probability trade, you're definitely going to want to make sure you have those gaps because they do mean something within that. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Maybe if we come back down and retest this zone, then we can go ahead and jump into it, see what we think. But as of right now, it's a little out there. I guess you could, pull it up and take something like that. Just take another little percentage off the market, but it's honestly not anything super awesome. Just like right at the line. But it does look like we could continue here, at least up to target 3. Again, not something I guess I would be, chasing and trying to take right now, but it broke up. Definitely has the range all the way up to that, what was it, 78,000. So past target number 6 again. So we'll have to see what happens. There's definitely a possibility we could run up there. We can go ahead and throw our target back on there actually, because we want to see it if it hits there. Yeah, something like that. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, almost to target 2 already. Yeah, I would not be chasing this if I was, if I was trying to jump into it. Honestly, it's not that bad of a run if you're just looking to, jump in and you're thinking, okay, it'll probably go pretty close to pull. If you jumped in there, I would probably throw my stop out a little bit farther, honestly. And then you could have something like that. Maybe not all the way to full pull, but pretty close. Not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. Again, though, like what's your reason for taking this? That's what you're gonna decide. If I were to look at something like that, I would definitely want it to be breaking some sort of resistance, or maybe taking it out of the flag. You got to have a little bit more reason for taking the trade. You want to have that kind of system behind you like that. And it really just depends on how you trade. If you're typically trading the Kubota system, like I said, it's not there today. It's not one to take. We just figured we kind of look around, see what else there is to take, because lately it's just been pretty slow. There's not a whole lot. So do something a little different. Maybe look for something we can actually take on the stream, take a little live something, or rather, because otherwise, we just sign on every day and say, hey, not a whole lot going on today. Whenever you see the market actually does start to fire, then we'll see some good potential here. Or maybe not fire, but whenever the market decides to pick a direction, then we'll probably jump back on, being more straight just Kubota, because there's high probability of more trades then, specifically in our actual system. So honestly, that'd be more what we'd lean into. But as of right now, there's not a whole lot going on the charts. So it's really just gotta kind of see what we can find and see if there's anything here. And yeah, we'll kind of keep updated on the Kubota stuff and check it out every day, see if there is a trade possibly for that. But if there isn't, then we'll just kind of hang out, talk about a trade like this, kind of watch the charts and see what's going on. Finally starting to get the storms here. With everything that's starting rolling in. We had some pretty crazy thunder and lightning the other day. Like really loud. We had whatever the storm was, it was like right about when we were all about headed to bed, and the thunder, man, it was almost like it was right on top of us. It was so loud. I mean, there's a couple good cracks, you know. When it's far off, you don't think about it too much, but whew, when it's like cracking like right above your head, it's definitely, even if you're in your house, you're kind of like you know, I don't know. Kind of sketchy. Start to question, you know, like, what am I doing with my life? Might just get struck down right here. Get struck by a lightning bolt. It's pretty scary. Scary and loud. I mean, I never would have said it would be that loud, but it's so loud. And it's so loud. Yeah, we've gotten a decent amount of rain too, though. So, been nice. We actually had a pretty dry winter here, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have a pretty wet spring coming into the summer. Wouldn't be terrible, you know. Kind of fill up the lakes a little bit. You know, wetting everything down a little bit so you can have fires and whatnot. Be pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this thing isn't going to come back down and get us back in, or get us in. Might just continue up. You know, that's kind of what happened yesterday. We kind of had that breakout. Here, I'm gonna leave these lines on here for yesterday so you can see them. Excuse me. So we had that breakout. We broke up. We kind of came back down, I guess, a little bit. Not as close as I probably would have been to our entry had I been watching that exact trade. But after that, we just fired off and continued up. So there's a possibility that's what's going to happen here. Already kind of firing a little bit more than we were there. So who knows? You know, this is more than likely going to be another top. We're going to come up again, probably farther. You know, we traded sideways here. This is the 1 hour. We traded sideways here, kind of setting it up after we hit that top right there. And then what I'm thinking is we'll get a little bit of a spike up. Maybe, you know, like we could come up pretty far up here, and then it'll show that was kind of, this was the top idea, and then that was just the higher high, kind of setting that divergence to tell us that yes, we are in fact going to go down after this. So who knows? We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how much farther we really run up. Could be an all-day thing. We continue running, and then tomorrow we'll be looking for a drop, or it could kind of run up pretty aggressively here in the morning, and then in the afternoon kind of be ready for a little bit of a cool off, maybe break down, maybe overnight we'll break down. Who knows? We'll see. All we can really do is just read the TA and kind of watch and see what's happening here. But we're firing here on the 15 out of the bottom. Looking pretty good for right now. There's not a whole lot really to look at. It just looks like we're breaking out of that flag and going to continue up. So see what happens. Yeah, you could probably watch your smaller time frames and see if there's any kind of possible entry here. Does look like the 5 does have a possibility of maybe breaking back down, coming back to our level here. If it does come back down here, we would want to make sure it's going to actually hold our resistance level, so that way when we turn back around and fire, we know you know, it is a good time, in fact, to get in and take it up. Yeah. Yeah, we'll continue on for another 5 minutes or so, see what we got. Well, honestly, there's not too much happening, so unless we, I guess, start to get that pullback and maybe come back down, we'll kind of stay on a little longer to kind of check it out. But honestly, I'm not thinking we'll get too much of a pullback as of right now. I guess there's a possibility we'll break down. But what I'd be nervous about if we do start getting that breakdown is that it's in fact going to continue breaking down. Just break our breakout level and then continue down past our breakout or breakdown level. So yeah, we'll see what happens again. But we do just continue to rip back. We're above target 2 now, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Man, super yawny today. Don't know what's going on. Must have just not slept good last night or something. We also got some weighted vests too. So been we'll like don't really take walks in the morning. Go walk the dogs, stuff like that. So kind of like a little morning workout. Get up early, walk the dogs, and then get back, get some breakfast, and get on the charts. But yeah, we got some 12-pound vests that we've been wearing that we just tried it out today. Actually, it's the first day, but threw on some 12-pound vests to walk around. That's something. It's kind of nice. At first, it wasn't that bad of weight, and then towards the end, you're kind of like, whoa, okay. Still not anything like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it back to the house kind of thing, but definitely added a little bit to the walk, made it a little more of a workout, I guess to say. So it's kind of yeah, nice little addition to the walks. We'll see if it really does much heading into the future. The ones we got to have like little reflective strips on them too, so I guess that's kind of nice because typically when we walk it's a little darker, so reflective things, people can see us a little easier. Yeah, they're actually from Costco, so not a bad deal there. Always nice to get up early though, kind of go for a walk, get your mind cleared before you sit down at the charts like this and check it out, see what you can find. Helps you kind of reset and stuff like that. And also if you get your coffee beforehand, that always helps with reading charts. Yeah. Who knows? We'll see what happens here today. It is looking like we're just going to continue up. And like I said, at this point, I would be a little weary if we do break down and kind of come back more into the range where we were talking about getting in. Because to me, that would be... well, I mean, to me, we've gone up a decent ways. So not to say that we couldn't continue up farther. It's just that if it started to break down, I would be a little nervous that it's going to continue breaking down. So I need to kind of, watch it and see what happens and kind of just, see if we're, kind of just where are we at and like how likely is this to continue up. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of it for the stream. Not too much going on after that. I guess you can kind of watch our paper trade, see what happens. Again, we're not. We definitely be watching it if it does start to break down here. The 5 minutes saying we could get a pullback, so we'll see what happens. But again, if it does break down, we're going to be watching, you know, how does it look? Does it look like we're just going to, you know, break down and bounce off of that level, or does it look like we're going to break down and continue down through it? Like, this is kind of the divergence that we were waiting to form, you know, a lower high and then a higher high, with the RSI kind of showing that as divergence as well. So yeah, who knows? We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. But yeah, just if we do come break down here, then we'll be looking for, you know, that hold of the breakout line, slash the top of the flag pattern that we were looking at earlier. So yeah, again, yeah, that's what we're kind of watching for. Just yeah, be patient with it. Don't try to rush anything. And again, you know, it's not really our full-on system, so it's just something we were kind of watching. Definitely, if we were to take it, we'd lower our risk and everything like that. You know, stay safe. You want to keep your money around for when the market actually fires and stuff actually starts kind of taking off and giving us the opportunity to jump in. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Again, we got that we got that video coming out at 10 o'clock. So if you guys are interested in checking out a video by Spirit Maker, kind of talking about, yeah, yesterday's price action, but also just TA and different things that are happening today in crypto with different, you know, anything from just longer term looks, and also just, you know, TA tips, stuff like that, all packed in that video. So check it out if you guys are interested in learning a little bit and kind of just staying up to date with the market. So yeah, there's that. And then we also got our live stream happening again here tomorrow at 8:30. So if you guys are, if you guys like today or want to see us, you know, maybe actually catch a trade, you can go ahead and check us out. Tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. We'll be back live again, kind of checking it out, seeing what happens. Yeah, that's about it. So thanks y'all for watching. Hit that like button on your way out, and we will catch y'all tomorrow at 8:30. Happy trading to y'all. See ya.